The following video is based on play of an in-development build of Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail, and the content in the final version is subject to change, so don't pay too much attention to anything in here for numbers and things like that, as it will likely be changed in the final version. So let's talk about White Mage then, something I play a lot of in the game. First of all then, the level 100 skill Divine Caress creates a barrier around yourself and all party members near you that absorbs damage equivalent to a heal of 400 potency. Again, that could change, right? This lasts for 10 seconds. It also grants regen after the barrier's effect fades. So as soon as they get hit for more than the barrier, they will get an AoE regen. So that's right, AoE regen applied to your party. Really good. That's got a 200 cure potency and lasts for 15 seconds, which is quite nice. And of course, to actually get this to work, you need Divine Grace to be actually accessed. And essentially, the way that you get Divine Grace status is you use Temperance. If we look at the traits very quickly, the level 100 trait is Enhanced Temperance. It says Temperance grants Divine Grace upon execution. So essentially, what we're getting for 30 seconds of that uptime is the ability to use that shield. It's pretty cool actually in execution. Having a shield on a pure healer with an AoE regen is really quite powerful. I really like that, and in practice it's quite useful in at least the A rank that I did. We didn't do a lot of open world stuff, and the dungeon wasn't a very good test of that since it's like very low level. I think it's like level 91 obviously, so we didn't have access to this, but I can see that being incredibly useful at endgame off the bat. Whilst we're also looking at traits, you'll see that Enhanced Tetragrammaton, which is obviously over here at level 98, will allow the accumulation of charges for consecutive uses of Tetragrammaton. So this is a maximum of 2. So that's really cool. So we got charges on Tetra. We also have the ability, obviously at level 96, we automatically upgrade Medica 2 to Medica 3, which is obviously just upgrading its potency. And also we have at level 94 White Magic Mastery, which increases the potency of Deer and its damage over time to 70. Afflatus Misery to 1320 and Glare 3 to 330. Again, those numbers could be completely changed. I don't have to keep reiterating that, but essentially that's what that does. It's a natural upgrade. As they said originally, that's how it was going to be. We also have at level 94 Enhanced Swift Cast, which reduces Swift Cast recast time to 40 seconds. They said in a live letter they were going to do this, so there it is. And at level 92, we've got one of the ones that I'm most excited for, Enhanced Presence of Mind, which basically when you press Presence of Mind, which is still your speed increase, grants 3 stacks of Sacred Sight upon execution. So it literally replaces the button on your bar from Presence of Mind to this instant cast ability that you can move whilst walking around, but essentially is not tied to lilies or anything and just does a large amount of damage. So that's really cool. I really like the fact we've got a little new toy to play with, along with Divine Caress. That's quite a nice suite of new abilities added. I think most people will agree. If we go back to the abilities then, of course, Medica 3 at level 96, restoring our own HP of party members. Obviously, we've got the regen on there. That's just the upgraded version. It looks very flashy, though. And Glare 4 is part of that Presence of Mind buff. So it's dealing unexpected damage to target and all enemies nearby it with a potency of 570 for the first enemy and 40% less for remaining enemies. So obviously, you can only use that when Sacred Sight is active. So instead of Glare 4 just being an upgrade of Glare 3, it is basically when you press Presence of Mind you get 3 charges of this, which is really good. And obviously you want to weave that in wherever you physically can, or if you're on the move. Very cool ability indeed. And that's pretty much all of the changes to White Mage. In actual play, it doesn't play any different. It does feel like we have a lot more bang for our buck, especially with Glare 4, and I can imagine Divine Caress being really nice at endgame. It's interesting to me to see how they've gone a completely different route with new abilities, going let's give this pure healer a shield. I'm not sure what direction they're going to go in 8.0 because of that, but I did really enjoy my time as usual on White Mage, but there are no major changes apart from that. We do also have the ability to dash forward. The dash forward ability is accessed at level 40, so that's a really cool thing. It doesn't have to be targeted on a party member or anything like that. That's the other game changer. So essentially it's a better version of Icarus for White Mage. Again, level 40 is really nice. I'm glad that it's a lower level ability rather than having to be higher level to use that. And of course it's 15 yards forward, which is quite far, with a 60-second recast, and of course you can't use that whilst bound as per usual. But yeah, overall I think White Mage is on a good sort of track. It's a safe track, but what it does have is quite nice. I think it's going to be quite good. Probably not as good as Scholar will be at endgame, and I'm sure a lot of people will jump for joy when they see the abilities on Scholar. But anyway, that's my thoughts and opinions for White Mage. So far so good, can't wait to see it in execution, and of course do more content at max level rather than the most of the content that we did on the playtest, which was mostly lower level than that. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, what you think about this, where you see White Mage going, what you think about the idea of shield healers and pure healers not being, quite fitting into the same category as they were supposed to, and the direction they're going. Much love, and I'll see you all next time.